Hi, my name is Daniel Williams from That's So Panda, and in today's short video, I'm going to show you how to make a character jump using Corona SDK. What you will need a ground image, a player image, and an existing project with Corona SDK. You can download this complete project on thatsopanda.com. So go ahead and open up your project and open up main.lua and let's start coding. The first thing that we want to do is hide the status bar. So we'll put display dot set status bar, and inside of this function we'll put display dot hidden status bar. On the next line, we will require in physics. We'll be using physics to make our character jump in this side of the game. We'll put local physics equals require physics, and then we need to start the physics by doing physics dot start and make that a function. If we hit save, we'll see inside of our simulator that it's just a black screen, but we no longer have the status bar at the top. The next thing that we need to do is add the ground object. So hit enter a few times and put local ground equals display dot new image and pass in ground dot png. Next, we need to position the ground object, so we'll put ground dot x equals 160 and ground dot y equals 460. If we hit save, we'll see the ground object at the bottom of the screen. The next thing that we need to do is add a physics body to our ground object, and we'll make our ground object a static body. A static body does not move under simulation and acts as like it has infinite mass. This basically means that other objects can collide with static objects, but the static object won't move. A good example of a static object is a piece of ground. So on the next line after ground.y, let's put physics.add body, and we'll pass in two parameters. The first parameter is ground, and the second parameter is static for static body. After we have added our ground object, the next thing that we need to do is add the player object. So we'll put local player equals display dot new image, and we'll pass in player dot png. Next, we need to position the player, so we'll put player dot x equals 160 and player dot y equals 300. After that, we also need to make our player object a physics body, so we'll put physics dot add body, and we'll just pass in player. We will not make player a static object because we want player to respond to physics responses. By default, all objects within Corona that have a body added to them become dynamic objects. Dynamic objects or dynamic bodies respond to physics normally. So if you apply some sort of velocity or some kind of force touch to the object, it will respond accordingly. If we hit save, we'll see the player fall down to the ground and bounce off just a little bit. The next thing that we want to do is add the onTouch event to the game so that way the game can respond and make our player jump whenever the player touches the screen. So the first thing that we need to do is create the function onTouch. So we'll put local function onTouch with a parameter of events, and we'll close up the function with end. Before we code out the function for onTouch, let's go ahead and add an event listener for the onTouch function. And we want this event listener to run every frame within the game. So we'll put runtime, add events listener, and we'll pass in two parameters. We'll pass in touch and onTouch. Now let's go back to the function onTouch and finish this code block out. We'll put if event.phase equals began, then, and close it up with an end. And inside of the if then statement, and the if event.phase equals began, we are telling the onTouch function to only run when the event is in the began phase, which basically means as soon as the player touches the screen. So within the if then statement, let's put player colon set linear velocity and we'll pass in two parameters here. The first parameter is the x velocity, and the second parameter is the y velocity. We only want our character jumping up and down, so for the first parameter we'll put 0 for x velocity, and then we'll put negative 200 for y velocity. We are putting a negative number here because we want our player to jump up. So if we hit save, go to our simulator, and click on the screen, we'll see our player jump. If the player clicks the screen twice, they'll double jump. We have not coded any functions in here to detect whether the player has jumped once or jumped twice or even jumped 3 times, but we will tackle those in a later video. For now, you have a player that can jump on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and again, you can download this entire project at thatsopanda.com under Corona SDK tutorials.
Are you ready to take your game development skills to the next level? Then head on over to thatsopanda.com/corona to learn how to create a game called Pirates vs. Ninjas. Not only will you learn how to build an awesome game, but you will learn more about ad networks, app store optimization, and even find out some great places for free game resources. Thatsopanda.com/corona even offers a 25% off coupon. Find the link to the course in the description below.